Hey everybody, Jimmy here with the Triple C Collective on this Turtle Tuesday. Today we're going to be diving into Season 2, Episode 5, The Curse of the Evil Eye. I'm really excited. I really love this episode. This whole rewatch has been a lot of fun. It's been a wonderful little gift that I've been going back to and rewatching and stuff. So it's been really awesome. I'm super excited to continue watching it and continue to do this every Tuesday with you. This episode starts out with a really great turtle in the skies setup. The turtles are disguising themselves as construction workers, and they have fake beards as well with some sunglasses. It's great. It's a wild little costume. Like, I think one of my favorite things about the show is how it kind of gives you the suspension of disbelief that, like, oh yeah, you just wear a little disguise, put on a little mustache or something, or a little beard, and like nobody will recognize you, or nobody will think you're turtles despite them being big and green and having hard shells. um, so like this has been always really great fun, and like starting out here with the construction workers, it's the fake beard that gets me in this whole thing, and it's the whole reason why I want like NECA and Super 7 and every other toy manufacturer that has a Turtles license to go ahead and like make a set of these, because it's great. It's so awesome. It's so much fun. It's just so great. But the Turtles are here. They're at this like they're going through like the alley slash streets looking for the third piece, or the third piece to the Eye of Zarnoff that we have spent the previous 4 episodes on and off, either very majorly or kind of as the B story, kind of figuring out what's going on here with it, or trying to locate it. Turtles have usually been upshown by Shredder and Baxter, though, because they have 2 pieces. The Turtles got none. So with the tracker, the turtles are looking for it. Then we get a cut to Shredder and Baxter out on a boat in the middle of an ocean, and Shredder is in a yellow raincoat, very similar to it's kind of like the yellow raincoat that April O'Neil has in like the live action first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies from the movie from the 90s. So it's really great. It's really awesome. You see him on a boat with and he's got this white like bucket hat on there, or not white, this yellow bucket hat that matches his yellow raincoat. It's just so great. It's so awesome. So with that, it's just so funny. But then Baxter pops up. Baxter caught a fish. It was I don't know, something mackerel, a mighty mackerel or something that he caught, that swallowed the third piece. It spits it out into his hand, and then he throws the fish back into the ocean, or like lake, river, whatever kind of place that they're at. We get a cut back then to the turtle, or to Shredder and like Baxter getting back to Doc. Shredder says, "No, I possess this piece. You possess the ability to go get us lunch," which is a really funny little jab. The turtles are saying that that they're trying to avert Mondo disaster by trying to find this third piece, which I just found to be a very, very funny line, like Mondo disaster. I don't know. I just find stuff like that really funny. And like so. Oh, but before I move on, I want a toy, NECA or Super 7 or whoever has got the turtle license there that can do it. I think we need a Toon Shredder in a yellow raincoat with a matching hat for it. I think that would be really good, really good. But moving on with the turtles are tracking the piece, because they catch it now that Shredder and Baxter have moved back to their lair with it, and Baxter's on his way to go get lunch for him and Shredder. And sorry, turtles track it, but Baxter catches the turtles in disguise because, like I said at the beginning, they're not that great of a disguise. And if you happen to know the turtles or have run into the turtles previously, you're probably going to think that they're the turtles. As much as we call them turtles in disguise, they're not really in disguise. But that's okay. I still love it anyhow. And all of this has been just like a really great fun rewatch. Like I just love every little bit of this. But the turtles are tracking, but Baxter notices them. Baxter like clicks something on his glasses and like gets a rear reflection of them, and that's how he kind of notices them. He shoots them with this little zapper thing that makes makes the turtles like construction worker like clothes disappear, and then the dock workers that are there like notice, they're like, hey, it's them Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, let's go stop them, maybe we'll get a reward or something. It's actually really funny and really hilarious, like the accent and everything, and like just everything about it is just great. But the turtles then fight these dock workers, and they get them all tied up into their like fishing nets, and then Leo makes a really bad like net profit joke. It's just great. Then we get another Shredder's lair near the dock kind of scene. The turtles burst in as Shredder finishes like welding his 3 pieces of the eye of Zarnoth to his helmet. He says he's going to put it to his helmet so that, because he knows that like if somebody holds onto it and they think about something, it like makes changes and everything like that for him. So he decides to put it on his helmet so that every thought he thinks can automatically just happen with the power of the eye. And so with the like turtles busting in and now this helmet being complete, Shredder turns the dragon that is on the container of takeout into a real flying dragon in the room and stuff. He turns Leonardo's size into 2 ice cream cones. And then like, fighting breaks out and stuff in there, and it's great. Leo and Mikey end up getting on the dragon and like going out into the like through the roof, through a hole in the roof and stuff, and like getting out into the city. Then we've got Raphael and Donatello fighting Shredder still in like this room near the dock, and that's a really great little bit of like battling and stuff there. Shredder in his fight with Donnie and Raphael turns one of Raphael's size into an ice cream, turns it into not an ice cream cone as well, but a bouquet of flowers. Then we get a quick cut to the Channel 6 team, April, Vernon, Irma, and this other guy, Mortimer, who's driving their van. They see the dragon, so they start chasing after the dragon. They stop right by like the dock because they also see like Raphael like fighting the Shredder and stuff there. Raphael and Danny, and then so Mortimer stays there. He's supposed to be parked there. And as April and Vern run off with like the camera crew to go catch like Leo and Mikey on the dragon flying away. Then we get back to the dock fight with Shredder. Shredder turns Raphael's other side into a snake. Donnie then throws his bow staff, hits Shredder bong in the head. Shredder's helmet goes flying off. He can no longer control things. So then the weapons that were turned to ice cream cones, a snake, and a bouquet of flowers are now back into their normal weapons. The dragon is no longer there, so that's gone. Mikey and Leo fall from the sky, and the turtles regroup. The cops show up, so the turtles also split because they are wanted as like Green Menace in this. And then we get a cut to Mortimer. We get Mortimer's story now. He's the dude who works with Channel 6. He drives the van here. We see Mortimer then get out of the van due to like all the fighting and stuff, gets out of the van. The van goes and rolls into the water that's nearby the dock, rolls off the dock into the water. Mortimer finds Shredder's helmet. Vern fires Mortimer right there on the spot after seeing the van like starting to sink in the water there, and it is it's really sad for Mortimer. But nonetheless, Mortimer does find Shredder's helmet, returns back to his house, his apartment. While he's there, he's wearing the helmet. He's listening to his self-help stuff, and Mortimer's like, "I'd like a limousine." His couch turns into a limousine. Mortimer thinks about like comics, and he gets comics. He tries to make it work he tries to make a bunch of gold watches. It doesn't work. He finds out that it doesn't work on gold, which is interesting. It's like the only thing that, like, so far that the Eye of Zarnoth can't manipulate. Then we get a cut back to the Turtles. Of course, they're dressing up, and they have pizza. Of course, they're dressing up as pizza delivery, which I really want. If there is one turtle in disguise of another set that we get from NECA or Super 7 or whoever, I want a set of 4 of the Turtles is construction workers and pizza delivery boys or guys or people or whatever. I want those two because that would be awesome. I think those are 2 Turtles in Disguise sets that I will buy very happily. I would love to have them. And then we get Leo yelling at Michelangelo, trying to because he was trying to eat the props and have a slice of pizza. We get a cut to the Shredder lair. Baxter keeps saying he has a solution as Shredder is just trying to figure out a new plan and get a new idea. He's just ignoring Baxter. "I don't care about your idea. I don't care about your inventions. I need something that will actually work and that will turn results, not something that will continually fail, not a machine. I really need something." So then Baxter, unbeknownst to Shredder, had actually fixed the tracker that the Turtles used to use to track the individual pieces of the Eye of Zarnoth, that you can now track all 3 pieces that are attached to Shredder's helmet. So Baxter goes off with this tractor to go look for the piece of the Eye of Zarnoth that we know that Mortimer has in his apartment. Baxter finds Mortimer in his apartment. Baxter finds Mortimer in Mortimer's apartment. Baxter takes the helmet from Mortimer, bests him, as Baxter bests Mortimer, takes the helmet, leaves down the same way that he came, down the fire escape and everything. There's a dumpster there, and very poor decision here by Baxter. He just tosses the tracker into the dumpster instead of, one, destroying it into a bunch of different pieces and then tossing it into the dumpster, or taking it with him, or busting it into a bunch of different pieces and taking some pieces with him so that nobody could really put it back together. They would need to like really search out these other pieces. Instead, he leaves it completely intact, completely functional, just in the dumpster, thinking that nobody will ever come looking for it after it. You are crazy, sir. Crazy. Anyhow, we get that, and Baxter just leaves. Mortimer is like still in his apartment. We get the Turtles now searching for the helmet themselves. They don't have a tracker or anything. We see them dressed up as the pizza delivery boys, and they are re-looking all over like the dock where they had fought, hoping that it might have fallen off the helmet, or that they might be able to find the helmet, because they don't know, like, nobody knows that Mortimer, except for Baxter, has the helmet. And as they are searching, they see that Baxter is now trying to go off on his own and change a building with the helmet, from a rundown building to a functional building with like a lab that he can continue his work on. The Turtles go run after there. Baxter sees the Turtles, interacts with the Turtles. Then Baxter creates his freaking glob monster that kind of looks like Clayface, like kind of like that, like melting, like kind of like shimmering wave of like gloop that, again, Clayface from Batman the Animated Series is the best way that I can describe it. It's the best way that this guy looks in it, this glob monster. And so then then we get a quick cutback to Mortimer being like, I'm gonna go find this helmet. He climbs down his fire escape instead of going out his front door, which I didn't really understand, but I guess he's trying to follow Baxter's tracks. He does work at the news, so he knows a little something about sniffing out a story and how to follow some leads and stuff. So he goes back out the same way that Baxter came, out his window, down the fire escape, goes to sees the wide open dumpster that has the tracker. Mortimer realizes that it's the same tracker that Baxter had walked into his house with, so Mortimer, of course, goes ahead and takes the tracker and starts tracking the eye of Zarnoff and goes looking for the helmet. We cut back to the Glob versus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Unfortunately for this, it was like really glaring for me for like one of the first times in a while that like they had really, really different like fight music than like what I have been previously used to, and it was like kind of jarring at first. Not a bad thing. Not like, oh man, like this totally ruined like the episode or anything. It was just an interesting thing to kind of hear when you get so used, and like I get pumped up during that fight music and stuff. So like when I've been getting like all of this like for so long in like the first season and all the, I don't know, it was just weird. Just wanted to point it out. And then we get Mikey and Leo get stuck by the glob monster. They're up on like a wall and it just looks like they're in goop. It kind of looks similar to like God, is it it's in like Aliens, or the Alien franchise. I don't know if it's actually in James Cameron's movie. It could actually be the third or the fourth one, but like when the aliens kind of put like the humans like up in their own little cocoons and have the things come out and have the like chest bursters come out and all that stuff. Great. It was very reminiscent of that, which was very interesting, or at least it reminded me of like that, or if it wasn't necessarily the Alien franchise, I know it was some sort of like sci-fi movie. But it was really cool to see that. It was just awesome. Really great visual. Shredder shows up and sees Baxter, fighting the turtles and the glob monster, and is like, "You traitorous vermin." Mikey and Leo eventually like get free from the glob monsters like glob basically on the wall that they're attached to. Leo quickly calls for help on the communicator. Doesn't say who he's calling help to, but we can only assume that it's one of two people, that it would either be April O'Neil or Splinter or both. They're as of yet, we haven't been introduced to the character of Casey Jones yet into the animated series, so Casey Jones is not another option for them to call just yet. Then we get this weird transformation of the glob monster. The glob monster then goes from its globbiness like Clayface and turns into an electric monster. Now, if you've ever watched like the Hanna-Barbera original Scooby-Doo cartoons from like the 60s and 70s, there is one monster that this thing looks exactly like from the Scooby-Doo cartoons. And it's like the same thing, like another electric monster or whatever. But it's great. I love the look of it. In the Scooby-Doo cartoon, it's more of like in orange and yellow. In this one, it's more of like a white and yellow kind of like electric kind of color or whatever for it. Then we get a really great Shredder Baxter versus Mortimer for the helmet and the Eye of Zarnoth. This is where they learn that the eye does not work on gold. Shredder wins the helmet. Shredder puts the helmet on, uses it to put the turtles into a shrinking plastic bubble, and Shredder then leaves as the turtles are here, and he's like, haha, I'm gonna go off to my evil plan and blow up a bridge. Big villain stuff and whatnot. I love it. And so Shredder, pieces out. And then this is when we get Splinter comes in driving the van, and he pops open the turtle's bubble with his little staff. The wall, or April actually drives in with the van. Sorry, Splinter pops the bubble with his staff. Then April almost almost has a wall collapse out. Or Mortimer finally shows his bravery instead of like cowering away and like running away like he did earlier. He shows his bravery, goes and saves April O'Neil from the collapsing the collapsing wall. He reiterates to the turtles and stuff that gold has no effect on the eye of Zarnoth, so whatever's happening, whether Shredder shoots it at them or whatever, it won't have any effect. April says that she has a plan and a contact at the museum, and they do the classic thing in like all like Scooby-Doo and all cartoons of where everybody leans in and they all start to whisper the plan of what they're gonna do, but us, the audience, don't hear what they are saying in any way, shape, or form. I love it. It's a classic thing throughout all cartoons, through TV, through movies, through it all. It is fantastic. I love it. It was great to see it here. Then we get the Turtles versus the Turtles versus the Bridge Monsters, and we have the Turtles popping the blimp to put the deflated blimp over the Bridge Monsters so that they can take the glider with the gold shields and go attack Shredder and Baxter on the bridge. Shredder shoots like the ray beams at them. They deflect it back to Shredder. The Turtles then crash land the glider on the bridge to then fight Shredder. Shredder ends up taking the Tracer, and with the Eye of Zarnoth, Donatello yells out, "No, you can't keep them in that close proximity. I made like a kill switch in it to where the eye and the tracker get too close together, it triggers an explosion." So it happens. The explosion happens. Shredder and Baxter get launched away. The Turtles don't get necessarily launched away, but they're not hurt from it. We get a cut back then to Mortimer's apartment, and the Turtles are there with April O'Neil. April is very happy to let Mortimer know that Mortimer is getting his job back at Channel 6. However, he has to replace the van, and that is coming out of his salary. So like once Mortimer heard that he got a job, he was like, "I'm going to take you guys all out to this huge fancy dinner. It'll be great." And the Turtles were less than enthusiastic. Once he finds out that he has to pay for the van and like all the repairs and stuff to it, Mortimer's like, "I can do pizza if that's cool." The Turtles go wild because of course they go wild. It's pizza. Who doesn't want pizza? Not everybody likes a good old fancy restaurant, but everybody likes some sort of pizza. You can pizza's even gluten-free. Everybody can have pizza. So it's really great. Like the Turtles are all happy, and then it's the end of the episode. And again, I really love this episode. I love seeing the turtle blimp here. I love the disguises that they had, the construction worker and the pizza delivery. It's just been great. This has just been such a fun rewatch. I highly recommend everyone going back, if you're a Turtles fan in any way, shape, or form, to go ahead and go back and check this out. I know Amazon currently has the complete series on DVD on sale for like $25. Or they did, at least at the time of like when I recorded this. I know Walmart has recently gotten the complete series on DVD into their stores as well. So yeah, if you haven't watched this in a while, go ahead and pick it up from those places or wherever else you can find it. Otherwise, my name's Jimmy Clark. Thank you for joining us on this Turtle Tuesday for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Season 2, Episode 5, Curse of the Evil Eye. I hope you all have a great day. Cowabunga!